won't be silent. Free. Drop the charges now, 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 now. This is other people. This won't be silent. Drop the charges now, 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 now. We are the people.
Okay. Okay. Was this nasty fall?
We are the people. Charges now, 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 now. We are the people. We won't be silent. Drop the charges now, 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 now. Palestine.
Hi, Jael. I understand you've been in touch with people inside. Your partner Rob is inside, I understand, and Air is also inside. Can you let us know what's the latest update?
The court was dealing with a completely different case with extradition demand by Ukraine of a Russian-Ukraine person. So Sarah case is not yet been heard. We are waiting for information, for update about Sarah. But the case that the prosecution have against Sarah is so outrageous, it's so disgraceful. It goes to the heart of the duty of journalism, that the duty to report about a genocide. There is no bigger duty than that, and that is what this regime is trying, and that's what this court hearing is about. They're trying to silence our journalists, and they're taking Sarah as an example for all other journalists to intimidate them from reporting about what Israel is doing. And what Israel is doing in Gaza is they're continuing the genocide. They never stop.
We were chatting earlier off camera about the dystopian situation we have at the moment with the Israeli government demanding the return of the bodies of the dead captives, of which some have been returned, but I think there is more than 10, maybe 18 are still in Gaza, and nobody has questioned the fact that the Palestinians say these bodies are under the rubble, which means they were actually murdered, or at least we can say killed, by Israeli forces. The mainstream media seems to completely ignore this fact that these Israeli hostages were killed by Israeli forces. Do you know have you read Israeli media recently, and what are the families of these captives or these dead captives saying in Israeli media?
The relatives of dead Israeli captive did confirm that the member of their family was actually killed by Israeli bombing. So Israel knows that it killed those people, and Israel knows that they are under the rubble, and Israel knows that there are thousands and thousands of people under the rubble, and how it is impossible to retrieve those bodies within the time frame that Israel is giving them. And intentionally, Israel was clearly, before even this so-called ceasefire, it was clear that Israel will look for any excuse, any pretext to never do a ceasefire, because Israel's aim is to do a genocide, and it will use any pretext to continue the genocide. And indeed, they never stop. For 1 hour, this genocide, they're still starving to death Palestinians. They're still not allowing the food to go into Gaza. In fact, that you have Israeli people with children putting their children in the prams in front of lorries which were supposed to go into Gaza to bring relief to the starving children in Gaza. It's not just the Israeli government, it's the Israeli society which is deeply involved and completely supporting this genocide. And we have to fight against this genocide, and the British government, the British regime, including this very court, the Westminster Magistrate, which is processing hundreds of activists who are trying to stop the genocide, and this court is facilitating the silencing and the oppression of people who try to stop the genocide. And today is Sarah Wilkinson, the journalist Sarah Wilkinson, with 5 outrageous charges, pathetic charges, which they are trying to use to silence her important work in echoing and reporting about the genocide in Gaza, which is ongoing every minute.
What is your understanding about the charges that she's facing? Because she was actually on the show yesterday morning, on the Crispin Flintoff show, live on Zoom, and she did say that she did not understand the charges that she was facing, and was something she was going to discuss with her lawyers this morning. What is your understanding of what she's facing today?
Well, when Sarah did the interview, she still had no information. A few hours after the interview, she did receive what is called initial detail prosecution case, IDPC. This is very important, that every activist who is facing charge to demand from the lawyer or actually directly demand it from the prosecution before they come to the so-called plea hearing, because that's the only time you actually get some inkling of what you are charged. But with the initial letter where you get where you just been told you are charged, you are in no position to even guess what is it you are charged with. The IDPC is a very important document. It's still not the full evidence. It's not the full details. And unless you demand it, the prosecution have the audacity to withhold it from you until the actual hearing, knowingly that you don't have time to actually understand. And even when you get it, it's not detailed enough, because this is, as it's called, it's initial detailed prosecution case, but without it. So, for example, one of the issues that now Sarah knows is that which a publication, which a tweet handler she retweeted. So that's only came in the IDPC that she got late on Friday, on Saturday night. And so now she knows, but it still doesn't make sense. So if we are retweeting a source which is not prescribed itself, how come this can be a terrorism? How can be that terrorism? We're just trying to echo what is happening. It's very important that we do publish, and especially journalists like Sarah, it's important that they are allowed to publish information about the genocide. It's outrageous. There is another fictitious charge which is related to a private conversation she had at home with a person, unknown person. They're still not disclosing who is that person. So it is so Kafkaesque.
Wait a minute. So the claim is that she talked to somebody in her own home,
Yes.
but they're not disclosing who she talked to.
Yes.
So how do they know that she talked to this person? I mean, where is the evidence? Did this person go to the police to report her? Was there a camera surveillance?
No. That system is, the judicial process is so corrupt. They don't tell you. So unless you fight to obtain the information, judging from other cases, and not necessarily under terrorism, all other cases, the prosecution allow itself to disclose information it was withholding for sometime a year or 2 years before the hearing, and disclose it only after the hearing started. So people cannot defend themselves. So activists need to be aware that the whole system is so corrupted and is so against us that we have to insist and fight it every step of the way. We can't just wait and accept it. We should challenge the judicial process at every stage from the beginning. As soon as we get the charges, we should demand this document, IDPC. It's very important, but even by its own name, it is only initial. So the chances are you're not even getting witness statement at that stage. So they're still withholding, but yet they want you to enter a plea before they're disclosing the evidence.
But what if they refuse to issue or share this initial document that you're talking about? What can you do in order to obtain it, to demand it?
It's usually they don't refuse. What they do is just they assume that they only will disclose it in court once the hearing actually starting. It's so outrageous. So it is as activists to act. We have two avenues. One, to press our lawyers who are completely overwhelmed because they're arresting thousands of people for daring to oppose a genocide. It's just unheard of. These are all political show trials. It's just so disgrace. They used to criticize the Soviet Union. This is nothing. The Soviet Union, they had a handful, not thousands. Here, 1,000 are being dragged to court under false accusation. And so we need to demand it either through our lawyers, but I suggest concurrently, at the same time, write directly to the prosecution and demand to see this document, IDPC. We're entitled to have, it is our right to have access to it.
It seems incredible that in a country that, by and large prides itself on a type of democracy. I mean, let's face it. I mean, it's representative electoral democracy. It's not really a participatory democracy, but it is a sort of democracy. And many times the British system is quoted as an example to the rest of the world as to how a government or a country can be governed. But the justice side of society is an integral part of democracy itself. So if the justice system is not working in a fair manner, and if it has been politicized, can this country, can the United Kingdom still claim to be a full democracy?
Absolutely. It's really the basic for any claim of even pretense of democracy is to have a fair trial, that you are not thrown into dungeon, and some of our prisoners are being even beaten up in prison now. This is how corrupt is this system, the whole judicial. We have no fair trial. People are now rotting in prison before even being heard in court, before they are even convicted, and they are mistreated, and the system is targeting. It is very politicized. It's targeting the people who are against the genocide. So we have to accept that, we have to admit that we have no right, that there are no fair trial, and we have to challenge that corrupt system. And this is at the heart of this corruption. NICAP were here processed, and eventually they were forced to throw out the case against NICAP. And there were hundreds of others. I think people are coming from the inside, so they might have some news.
Can you, okay.
Human rights.
I need to go.
Can you give us a quick update? We're live. Very quickly. So you have been inside.
Yes.
Can you tell us what's the latest, please?
So
Can you hold this?
they are. Do I face the camera? Hi. They're about to go in the courtroom. They changed the court room from 1 to 4, but that's it. Nothing really happened yet. It's about to start, I think, in the next 10-15 minutes.
And how long is it expected case to last? And what are the possible outcomes? Could she be remanded?
That I'm not sure. We didn't speak about any of the details. But Sarah is in good spirits. She's not. She doesn't seem very worried, which is good. She's happy, smiley, and so yeah, nothing bad at the moment.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
In the courtrooms. It's not just her. There are many of them. I think it's a joke. Don't be filming this, but I'm telling you now. Only because she's a journalist, she gets publicity, eh? What about the others?
Right. So
So
I hold it about there.
that's fine. So tell me, can you tell me who you are? And I understand you're a fan of the show.
Yeah, I am. I watch it every Sunday. My name's Jo Alexander. I live in Tottenham. I'm a member of Haringey Justice for Palestinians, and I was on the last demonstration. I'm on most of them. And I think that Sarah Wilkinson is absolutely wonderful and so courageous, much braver than I think I would ever be in her situation. And given that she went on the Flotilla and she learnt to sail, and she then had was one of the people who has had absolutely appalling experiences in Israeli jails, being treated not like a human being at all. And what worries me so much is all these young IOF soldiers whose humanity seems to me to have been destroyed, and I don't know if it's even recoverable. And it's such a sad situation when there is a deliberate attempt to destroy the humanity of young people and turn them into, frankly, not much short of monsters. That's one of the things that has been worrying me very much. This cruelty which is imposed on them and grows out of them, and they don't seem to be able to change it. They don't seem to be able to control it. They don't seem to be able to see it for what it is, because they are being completely blindsided by the regime and made to think that this is normal and this is necessary. And of course it's neither normal nor necessary. In fact, it's just damaging everyone, including them.
So do you think there is a kind of double standard? The way, for example, the government is trying to overturn the ban on fans from Maccabi Tel Aviv coming to Birmingham, who are, after all, one of the most dangerous ultras in Israel, and Birmingham being, having a significant Muslim population. Many of them will feel threatened by the presence of these violent football fans, and yet the government wants to insist in bringing in this violence to the streets of Birmingham. So how far have we come in having a totally dystopian situation where psychopaths basically are being defended and the rights of law-abiding citizens are not, and that includes people who are opposed to the genocide?
Yeah, I think it's absolutely appalling. I think Itamar Ben-Gvir is an absolute psychopath, and I think he has made psychopaths out of all sorts of young people, and I think that it is simply appalling that that the Maccabi people are allowed to come into this country. They should be totally banned, because it is a well-established fact. But this government is not an autonomous government. This government is run from Tel Aviv. It's not a government that has a conscience of its own, a will of its own. They are automata, and they are totally under the thumb of people whose thumb should never be, who should never be allowed to control anything, because everything that they do is destructive and evil. It is actually evil. There isn't another word for it. And I have no idea what the answer is. But yes, and I have a friend who lives in Birmingham. Fortunately, she lives in Bourneville, which is more in the south, I think, and she's not likely to be affected. But I think a lot of people in Birmingham, probably the more vulnerable people, will be affected. And it's absolutely clearly established where the bad stuff is coming from. There's absolutely no question about it. Although you may get reactions from people who in civilized circumstances would not react like that, and people will be probably be reacting and putting themselves in the wrong. And that, of course, will be pounced upon by the government in this country, by the authorities, and they will end up in court with prison records, just because they don't want to put up with these violent hooligans, these people who seem, I don't know, I can't understand how they have withered into these monsters, automata. I don't know, I'm some kind of inhuman creature that treats other human beings appallingly. And I don't know, I have no answers, but they certainly shouldn't be coming to Birmingham.
Thank you very much. So, hi, can you explain to the audience who you are, please?
I'm Sam Weinstein. I'm from the International Jewish Anti-Zionist Network here in the UK. And we run a weekly picket every Friday at the Israeli embassy, calling for it to be shut down. And we've been doing that for 103 weeks.
So why do you feel so strongly to come and support Sarah Wilkinson today?
Sarah Wilkinson has been doing great work. She's been publicizing stuff generally about Palestine and the atrocities that the Israelis have been committing. And further than that, she was one of the brave people that went on the Flotilla. And to me, that takes an enormous amount of bravery, and it shows her determination for a free Palestine and for the Palestinians to get the yoke of Zionism off their backs.
We were chatting earlier about the dystopian situation that is developing at the moment, where the Israeli regime is demanding the bodies of their captives who have not yet been found from under the rubble, yet not disputing the fact that they're under the rubble. And the only logical explanation for these bodies being under the rubble is that Israeli forces murder them, or we could say, factually speaking, that they killed them. And yet they want to punish the civilian population by restricting the aid going into Gaza. So isn't that absurd? How do you explain this kind of mentality? Has Israel attracted a particular type of very stupid person to live there? Or is the ideology in Israel making people think in a very illogical manner, to be honest?
Well, Zionism is really unbridled capitalism. And we have to keep remembering that. Of course, it's absurd. The idea that you would starve people, threaten to kill people through starvation, and now they've bombed, and I think they've killed something like 100 people since the ceasefire is supposedly have gone into effect. And in order to get dead bodies back, the ultimate absurdity that you would kill people in order to get dead bodies back, that really is, that is beyond belief. And you know, there was a famous union organizer, Mother Jones, in the United States. And one of the things she's famous for is the statement that we fight like hell for the living, we mourn for the dead. And that's what we should be doing. We should be mourning for the dead. We're sorry to see the dead hostages, but frankly, we're sorry to see the probably hundreds of thousands of dead Palestinians, which people seem to continually forget. You know, the racism of the press in this country to me is unbelievable. They go around and they talk to the relatives of the Israeli hostages who died, but they don't talk to the relatives of the Palestinians who are in their hundreds of thousands mourning people. They don't put those two things together, and they don't ask the families of the hostages who are dead, they don't ask them what they think about the families of the Palestinians who are dead. That is a piece of racism which we should not have to put up with.
And how do you explain the attitude of the British government that seems to, almost without question, support Israel? Granted, there has been some criticism when David Lammy was Foreign Secretary. He did sometimes condemn some of the worst actions of the Israeli regime, but there was his words were never followed by any action. Keir Starmer has recognized the state of Palestine, but at this moment in time it seems more performative than actually productive. So what is it going to take for the British government to have substantive, productive action that could force or could encourage the Israeli regime to change its policy on Gaza?
I don't know what it'll take for them to change. If it hasn't changed as a result of hundreds of thousands of people in the street and the thousands and thousands of Palestinians who have been killed, then it's very difficult to tell what will change. What we do know is that they are all Zionists. And it is a reflection of the fact that Zionism is penetrating every single society. We see it in the United States, we see it in the UK, we see it all over Western Europe. And they are defending their right to do whatever they please, because by showing starvation and murder of people on television, which is what we are seeing night after night when we watch what's going on in Gaza, they're getting us used to that idea. And we have to remember that 30% of the children in the UK are food insecure all the time. So they're getting us used to the concept of starving people, including potentially starving people in this country. And you know, we in IJAN, we stand on three principles. We stand for the dismantling of the state of Israel, the Zionist state of Israel. We stand for the right of return of the Palestinians and the right to resist, because that is our history as Jews. Our history as Jews is resistance to oppression, and the Palestinians have every right to resist. And so in Britain, we are showing that resistance, and we want the UK government to know that we will never stop resisting what's going on in Palestine, and we will never stop resisting what they are carrying out also in the UK.
Thank you very much, Sam.
silence and
It's a fine range, isn't it? It gets so quickly.
enough for me to recognise myself. The story in my head is that there was a blind someone was putting on and all is cold now.
Nice talking to you. Nice talking to you.
It's over there, he's gone over there with it. Because I think probably because it's under... What are you up for on Friday? action packed construction area. Where do you live? I live in 770. Oh, right, yeah, it's a good
Yeah. You want me? I can try and hold it.
It's live stream. Ah.
Ah.
Rob.
Yeah. Okay. Do I look at that? Yeah. I don't want to look at him.
So, can you give us an update?
Right. Well, first of all, Sarah's solicitor representing her, Mira, she was very good. She presented a very strong case. And what's happened is that the bail conditions have essentially been lifted, but she has to reside at her home. But it means she can go to hospital and so on without having to come back with the previous very restrictive conditions of from 7 p.m. to 11 a.m., which is very restrictive. That's been lifted. She will be getting her passport back, which was stolen from her by the police at Heathrow. So it was as good as we can expect, and she will be appearing. It's going to the Crown Court. It's going to the Central Criminal Court next in November, in 3 weeks' time. But Sarah will give you all the details of that. It's 14th of November, actually.
Do you know how long before she comes out?
Well, she's discussing with her legal representative, so she should be out very shortly. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks.
Free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Palestine will be free!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Journalism not a crime. Free, free, free,
Sarah, come. Go to her.
So all the bail conditions have gone. So I'm now not under house arrest anymore. I get my passport back, which seems to be temporarily lost, but I do get my passport back. As long as I turn up for my court case, everything is okay, and we're going to carry on with the charges because it makes the CPS look ridiculous. The charges are spurious, so we're going to go ahead with the charges because let them expose themselves in court as having made ridiculous, spurious charges against me. So the main thing is that I'm no longer under house arrest, and I am. Thanks to my Palestinian barrister, who it was an honour to stand with. And to be honest with you, even if they'd put me into remand today, I won because I walked in with a Palestinian barrister, and that means so much to me. I was honoured. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for standing in the rain for ages and ages and ages. I can't tell you how much it means to me to see you all here. Thank you so much. And let justice prevail and free Palestine, save Gaza. Keep going everyone, because at the end of the day, they cannot silence us for telling the truth. So we are truth tellers. Let's continue truth telling, and let's do what we can to free Palestine, to secure their self-determination, to save Gaza, and to bring those accountable to justice. Thank you.
Say it loud, say it clear. Say it loud, say it clear. Sarah, you make us proud. Sarah, you make us proud. Say it loud, say it clear. Say it loud, say it clear. Sarah, you make us proud. Sarah, you make us proud. Free, free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Sarah, what are the actual charges then?
So the charges are basically for supporting Palestine, but in a slightly more complex. They've picked out tweets which they say gives me some sort of government mindset, which is not illegal to have. It means that, I've explained how those that support Palestine, they're ordinary folk, they're ordinary people, they're teachers, they're people like us, and these are all considered to be supportive of a prescribed organisation. And what they are is supportive of the Palestinian people. What they are is supportive of Gaza. They're not supportive. It doesn't really matter what government is in control. What matters is that the Palestinian people get the justice they deserve, and that the Israeli regime is sent packing, and the genocide is taken seriously, and it's used, the word is used, the apartheid word is used, and we don't back down. We keep fighting, we keep talking, and we keep exposing the crimes against humanity that the Israeli regime are committing. And by doing this, you can get arrested and you can get charged for supporting Palestine. But the proof of the pudding is, at the end of the day, if we keep doing it despite the arrest, despite what happens to us, we can prevail. Truth prevails. And at the end of the day, those that have committed the crimes are the Israelis, not us. We've supported the Palestinian people. We'll never stop supporting them. We'll never turn our backs on them. And if that is an arrestable offence, so be it, because it's not a patch on what the Palestinians have been going through.
What is the next step? Do you have to do another appearance?
The next step is to go there's another trial, the preliminary hearing, and then obviously it'll be Crown Court in front of a jury who will probably be 90% pro-Palestinian, given the crimes that the Israelis are committing. And all I have to do is explain why I support Palestine. Technically or theoretically, I'm just going to make a stand to say I support Palestine because this, and this. You want to accuse me of making journalistic tweets, of exposing the news, of using other media organizations to help me do that? You want to say that they are prescribed media organizations? Go for it, because it's not true. And so everything I do is journalistic. Everything I do is just to portray the news that is happening in Gaza and has been happening in Gaza, not just for 2 years, but for years and years and years, for decades. This didn't start 2 years ago. This started over 100 years ago. Before their government, if you like, so to avoid using the word, was created, was established, and was voted for democratically, what did they blame that on? They were killing Palestinians 77 years ago, and they will probably continue to kill Palestinians. It's nothing to do with any government. So keep talking about Palestine, keep talking about Gaza. Whatever happens to me, fill in. Just keep posting, everybody, and at the end of the day, truth will prevail and we will win. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
We will win. I believe that we will win.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
Isolate the United States! Sanction now! Isolate the United States! Sanction now! Isolate the United States! Sanction now!
Sarah.
Woo-hoo!